Good afternoon, Dominica. Good afternoon, the Caribbean. And good morning, good afternoon, the entire world. This is the Talk on the Block. If it's on the block, we'll talk about it. Following news in the Caribbean, we're hearing that Obteniate Law, White Hotford, who is set to replace the 77-year-old Dr. Keith Mitchell as political leader of the new National Party. Was followed this week in St. George's. Informed sources told the news today is apparent that Mr. Huxford is now back on the island to engage in active frontline politics after a 3-year stint as Attorney General of the small British dependency of Anguilla. Huxford has been telling several members of the party for months now he will be back home very shortly, but will not confirm the exact date of his arrival. He was spotted early Monday morning, arriving at the Morris International Airport in St. Ponsalin from a flight that landed from Pinaco International Airport in Trinidad and Tobago. So again, reports are that he will replace Dr. Keith Mitchell as political leader of the new National Party, NNP. A party insider confirmed that Hotspot is due to meet with Mitchell and his longtime deputy Bowen to discuss the way forward for the NNP as part of the policy to return to power in the next general election. So we expect the NNP to hold a convention following the party's defeat at the polls in June 2022 to the National Democratic Congress NDC. Let's continue the morning, sir. That's developing story there in Grenada. We're also reading there just on some local news that the court denies bail to Dylan Chinford. Magistrate Michael Loader handed his decision in the pending bail application before the court regarding Dylan Mitchell. Chinford, who resides in New York, in the York Valley, in Layo, or area, was slapped with a 7-year offense, possession of two illegal pistols, possession of illegal ammunition while not holding a firearms and ammunition license, and the trafficking of cannabis. But this afternoon, we're going to focus on what seems to be a storm. I call it a quiet storm affecting the CBA program in the region. And some big boys in the region, maybe before the courts. Let's listen and listen well to this news production out of Grenada.
A story of fraud, questionable due diligence, and the underselling of passports to Chinese nationals is now the basis for a racketeering move to ban the United States. The RICO lawsuit in the U.S. federal court is against defendants Les Khan, who is the CEO of Carrier Galaxy, developers of Galaxy Project, Mr. Claude Emmanuel, CEO of the Institutional Citizenship Program, the CIP, Ms. Ying Dr. Denzel Douglas, the Prime Minister of the former Prime Minister of that country, as well as former Secretary Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris, and others, claim for judicial review has also been filed with the High Court in Turkey, seeking an order of mandamus requiring the Prime Minister, in his capacity as Minister of National Security, to revoke all citizenships granted to applicants from the Galaxy jail who paid less than the legal price. Felipe Martinez and MSR Media also filed a legal lawsuit against the Wheeler National Bank, the United States District Court for the Middle Florida Division. The plaintiffs allege that the St. Kitts Stevens and Wheeler National Bank fathers a plaintiff in primary citizenship because bank personnel were allegedly aware of illegal discounting and underselling, processing CBI shares in their personal capacity while acting as representatives. MSR has issued a statement in which it states that recent information obtained clearly demonstrates that the Chinese company mentioned by Caribbean Tourism Project sanctioned the Timothy Harris administration to carry out the due diligence of applicants on the project to the percentage back engine Caribbean Harris. MSR has raised concerns over the number of Chinese hospitals being considered program were involved in alleged fraud cases. CKI says less than 2 months ago it was reported in England that a Chinese citizen whose passport was involved in the laundering of $3 billion into currency. The most recent case took place involving the arrest of a national in the United States for laundering of $73 million. Attorney at law is the case handler, Laura Jones the narrative. He said that these Chinese bad actors are operating with aggressive government. People from China are the
Thank you.
so we
We having some technical issues there. We're going to try, even at this point, to try to increase the volume on this presentation. Stick around, Dominica. Stick around. We are clearly experiencing some problems there with this presentation there. Let's see what's going to happen now. Stick around, Dominic.
a story of fraud, questionable due diligence, and the underselling of Visa's passports to Chinese nationals is now the basis for a racketeering lawsuit filed in the United States. The RICO lawsuit in the U.S. federal court is against defendants Les Khan, who is the CEO of Caribbean Galaxy, developers of Galaxy Prison Project, Mr. Claude Emmanuel, CEO of the Institutional Citizenship Program, the CIP, Ms. Yin Jing, Dr. Denzel Douglas, the Foreign Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis and former Prime Minister of that country, as well as former St. Kitts and Nevis Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris and others. A claim for judicial review has also been filed with the High Court in St. Kitts, seeking an order of mandamus requiring the Prime Minister, in his capacity as Minister of National Security, to revoke all citizenship granted to applicants under the Galaxy Jail with less than the legal price. Felipe Martinez and MSR Media have also filed a RICO lawsuit against Kitts Davis and Wheeler National Bank in the United States District Court for for the Middle District of Florida Tampa Division. The plaintiffs allege that Wilson Kitts Nevis Anguilla National Bank
I do apologize for, of course, the continuance, the non-continuance of this program. We're going to try our very best to shift it to another program to see if it works. Stick around, Dominicus. Stick around.
For all your shopping needs at the best prices in Dominica, shop at S Smart. Shop smart at S Smart. Shop smart at S Smart. Some lotto for my favorite shop smart at S Smart. Get a top up flow and then shop smart at S Smart. Sunday to Sunday. Even on holidays, shop smart at S Smart. With fresh fruit and produce. Good quality service. Unlimited parking. All the best products at S Smart. You get the best prices. Shop smart at S Smart.
Some, what it is, computer issues. We're eager to play you this crisis affecting the CBI. we'll do that. Our technicians are now working to ensure that we resolve the issue. So stick around, Dominica. This is the talk on the block. In the meantime, in between time,
History of fraud, questionable due diligence, and the underselling of tickets needed passports to Chinese nationals is now the basis for a racketeering lawsuit filed in the United States. The RICO lawsuit in the U.S. federal court is against defendants Les Khan, who is the CEO of Caribbean Galaxy, developers of Galaxy Prison Project in Phuket, Mr. Claude Emmanuel, the CEO of the St. Lucia Citizenship by Investment Program, the CIP, Ms. Ying Jin, Dr. Denzel Douglas, the Foreign Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis and former Prime Minister of that country, as well as former St. Kitts and Nevis Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris and others. A claim for judicial review has also been filed in the High Court in St. Kitts, seeking an order of mandamus requiring the Prime Minister, in his capacity as Minister of National Security, to revoke all citizenships granted to applicants under the Galaxy Jail who paid less than the legal price. Felipe Martinez and MSR Media have also filed a RICO lawsuit against the St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla National Bank in the United States District Court for the Middle District of Florida, Tampa Division. The plaintiffs allege that the St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla National Bank participated in a scheme manipulating the U.S. banking system. According to the lawsuit, the National Bank processed transactions as the primary citizenship by investment bank in St. Kitts and Nevis. Bank personnel were allegedly aware of illegal discounting and underselling, processing CBI shares in their personal capacities while acting as representatives of the bank. MSR has issued a statement in which it states that recent information obtained clearly demonstrates that the Chinese company commissioned by Caribbean Galaxy, the developers of the Galaxy Prison Project, with the sanction of the Timothy Harris administration, to carry out the due diligence of applicants under the prison project, paid a percentage of the fees it received back to Yingjing, Caribbean Galaxy. NSR has raised concerns about a number of Chinese with passports obtained through the Citizenship by Investment Program were involved in alleged fraud cases. The CBI outfit says less than 4 months ago, it was reported in England that a Chinese citizen with a St. Kitts and Nevis passport was involved in the laundering of $1.3 billion in cryptocurrency. The most recent case took place this month involving the arrest of a Chinese national in the United States for money laundering of $73 million US. Attorney at law in St. Kitts and Nevis, Raya Astafan, joins me now on the narrative to discuss this matter. He says he believes that these Chinese bad actors are operating with the blessing of the government of the People's Republic of China, and it is part of their global expansion strategy. Welcome to the program.
thank you.
So we're looking at the situation here. Could we start with what are the breaches that the chief benefactor that has been appointed and MSR, what are the breaches that they are alleging here?
They're basically saying that citizenships were granted at prices below the legal minimum, depriving the government of its rightful revenue, excuse me, depriving the people of the country of the benefits from the investments had the rightful amount of money being spent, depriving the plaintiff itself of an opportunity because, from my understanding, the plaintiff was granted a package under the citizenship program at prices higher than what this particular prison project had received. And they're also saying that there's a Chinese company that was engaged by the developer, Galaxy. Let me explain very quickly. For this particular project, the applications were not made to the government, they were made to the developer. And the developer got the government of the day, the previous government,
The Timothy Harris administration.
right, got the previous administration to agree that a Chinese due diligence company would be engaged. So some of the narrative in the claim, excuse me, refers to alleged activities between the developer and the Chinese due diligence company that were not in the best interest of the CBI and the country. So basically, the claim is that the claimant has lost as a result because they were not able to market their product, not willing to undersell as others might have been. They were not willing to market their product. The country suffered, the claimant suffered. Same for St. Lucia. And so they brought this action in the United States. Also, they are claiming that this was an enterprise made up of a number of people, not just the developer, but others who were involved in fraud and other less than acceptable activities. And this is why they brought the action under the United States RICO law, and they brought it in Tampa, in Florida.
So they're claiming here criminal enterprise.
But it's a civil suit, eh?
Or it's a civil suit.
It's a civil suit.
And so the Timothy Harris is named, the former Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis is named in the action as well. How can this possibly affect the St. Kitts and Nevis economy? What are the wider implications here?
Well, the St. Kitts and Nevis National Bank is also named, as is an entity that was involved in doing escrow for some of these transactions. So there are a number of defendants named. The main concern for me would be the impact on the bank, but I believe that will be sorted out, with the bank being really the cornerstone of our financial system in the country and the economy. But it is going to create some pain in our country. But my hope and even my expectation is that this pain will be a kind of purgatory which will carry us further into a better place. A pain which maybe has been inevitable given the complaints that have been taking place from people like myself going back to 2006 when I was in the cabinet. And nobody has been listening. So now we have an aggrieved developer who has brought this action outside in the United States, a civil RICO action. And who knows if the United States government, the appropriate relevant authorities, are not considering actions on the criminal side. I don't know.
And MSR, they have written to the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, current Prime Minister Terence Drew, asking him to hire a reputable due diligence firm to review the due diligence that was done by Caribbean Galaxy. There seems to be some question there of kickbacks involving Caribbean Galaxy.
Yeah, that's when I referred to the arrangement between the Chinese due diligence and the developer. I think that's the same thing. For me, I just couldn't wrap my head around it, that the applications would be made to to the Chinese developer. The money would be paid to the Chinese developer. And other arrangements, under our law, the arrangements prior to December 2022, when the present administration went into parliament and tightened the screws on the process, they were too slack. And when they are too slack, they are going to be abused. And you have to presume that that will happen. And you have to wonder why sensible people in responsible positions in the country will allow a slack arrangement to exist and the risks that come with it.
Because certainly what we're looking at here is that the St. Kitts Nevis government really did not have any hand in vetting who these people are who ended up with citizenship of the country. That's what happened.
Absolutely. As I said, the applications were made to the Chinese developer, the payments were made to the Chinese developer, the escrow arrangements were not as tight as they ought to have been. Well, right now, within the last 2 months, Ms. Farrier, we've had 3 Chinese citizens with St. Kitts Nevis passports indicted in the United States for white-collar crime. So the question is,
There's one involved in a $75 million US money laundering case.
absolutely. So that does more damage to the country than the lawsuit. In fact, the lawsuit will be like a medicine for the country, in my opinion, which will cause some pain, but as I said, carry us to a better place. You see, the bottom line for me is there has been too much slackness in the running of these countries in the Caribbean, across the board, whether it is CBI or manufacturing or tourism or whatever, held too much slackness. And that has to stop. If we are to survive and thrive, all of that has to stop. And for me, this is a kind of blessing in disguise and a message to people. I don't know what the outcome of it will be in the court, but the message has to be that this nonsense has to stop. Whatever the nonsense is, it has to stop.
Now, the prison project, is that moving forward though? Is it the monies that were collected, are they being spent and used? Is the prison being built?
Well, here you have a problem again. The Chinese developer were allocated 5,500 units, which were supposed to be marketed at $175,000 each, US. Some people in the business say that that is a guideline, but you have to sell what the market can bear. And again, these islands in the Caribbean, undercutting each other, seeing who's going to be first in the race to the bottom, have to take blame for that. Because if we have a platinum product, which we do, why have we been undercutting each other? Why have we been selling our Rolls Royce as if it is a donkey cart, which is what we have been doing? Grenada is saying, St. Lucia is saying they are waiting for something. What they're doing is trying to cash in as much as they can until the door is closed on us. But rather than that approach, we should use the approach that maybe you can keep the gate open and do it right. I've advocated for years. The European Union is, let me use a loose word, a partner in this process. Why are they a partner? Visa-free access to the European Union gives greater value to our economic citizenship program. Does it not? Without the visa-free access to Europe, we might not be able to do as much business as we could do. Why not work out an arrangement? It does not compromise your sovereignty. Work out an arrangement with the European Union, the United Kingdom, Canada, the United States, and whoever else to appoint due diligence agencies that are satisfactory to them and share the due diligence. And if anybody passes through the cracks, and it is not the fault of Grenada or St. Kitts, it's the fault of a system which includes the European Union. So they can't point a finger at anybody. And That would raise the standard for the process, and that would put us in better stead. But people have not. The Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, I think, has initiated a move in that direction, where at least those other partners will approve the due diligence agencies who are appointed. I mean, this is not rocket science. We have not been doing it right, and this is why we are where we are.
How does this development with St. Kitts and Nevis and the RICO case impact the relations between the European Union and the CBI nations of the Caribbean? We
Well,
were already on shaky ground because of questions about how secure our programs are.
it depends on how the governments react, and not just the government of St. Kitts and Nevis. But I believe, again, our Prime Minister in St. Kitts and Nevis has been trying, along with his team, to put this in a better place than where it was before. He has tried regionally and with some degree of success. The only holdout has been St. Lucia, and they have given an explanation for their holding out, if you will. I am not particularly impressed with the explanation, and I'd rather not go into it, really. But I believe there's hope. The European Union will look at this thing very.
Somebody else is saying here this afternoon, I'm sure we have a wide range of reaction. I hope that Dominica lawyers are prepared to take range developers and the state administration to court for allowing range development to walk away with all the millions depriving the state of the resources and the time to ask questions. It's time to ask Skerrit how much passport did he give range developers and how much was the hotel costing? And this is the path to take. How much passports has MMC gotten? I hope this is an open way for Dominica people to go to court. So there's definitely. One of the persons monitoring the situation there with TBI and some the Caribbean countries involved, a voice you have not heard for a while, but in recent times he has been writing a lot of articles about just what is going on there with our indigenous banks in the Caribbean. Kenneth Rejock is back on the scene and is very, very concerned as to what is going on with our banks and again the CBI. which seem to be under a lot of scrutiny in recent times. Kenneth, good afternoon to you. What is the implication or repercussions going forward of the CBI, given what's happening in St. Kitts? Good afternoon to you, Kenneth. Good afternoon.
Thank you, and hello, everybody. Well, the CBI industry is about to undergo a radical change
A radical,
because,
you say a radical change?
yes, sir, because of two things. Uh, the first one, of course, which you reported, uh, a prominent American film production company based in St. Kitts brought a $450 million racketeering suit against a number of prominent individuals in St. Kitts and also in St. Lucia, alleging corruption, alleging sales of discounted CBI passports, alleging the diversion of $1 billion to Chinese bank accounts, and in general, pointing the finger at the CBI industry in the East Caribbean as being infected with corruption. Now, that's the first part. The second part, of course, is that last week, the European Union, in updating its anti-money laundering laws, has included these sales agents and vendors of CBI passports around the world as being now required as of next year to have anti-money laundering and anti-terrorism financing capability so that they can know their customer before they secure a passport for him or her. Take those two together, and it's going to be a massive change in the industry because any of the 5 East Caribbean states, which includes Dominica, of course, which is actually actively selling CBI citizenships and passports, is now going to be under the microscope for corruption, for diversion of money that belongs to the people of Dominica, or for any kind of mismanagement where people are receiving bribes and kickbacks for doing things which contravene Dominican law. So the whole world of CBI is about to change in a very abrupt manner. You will note that Dominica's prime minister recently went public and advised that if anybody was receiving CBI passports from Dominica at a discount, that he was going to revoke them and declare them void and of no further effect. Therefore, it's being felt everywhere where CBI is sold. Maybe I should explain
Go
a
ahead.
little bit more in detail
Yes.
what the lawsuit is about.
Tell me what the lawsuit is about a little more.
All right. There's a Chinese company called Caribbean Galaxy, which is in a number of places in the East Caribbean, especially in St. Kitts and St. Lucia, which is an agent abroad for the CBI passport industry. And the allegation is that that with the assistance of people in and out of government in those 2 countries, that roughly $1.7 billion has been diverted rather than going into the treasuries of those countries and ended up in bank accounts in China, thanks to corruption at the highest level. The former prime minister, the current foreign minister, it's a who's who of famous people in St. Kitts that are being sued. The former head of the CBI program, Les Khan, who now happens to be an executive, coincidentally enough, at Caribbean Galaxy, the Chinese company. Everybody's being sued, and it is a racketeering case alleging basically a commercial enterprise based on crime, that the $150 million being requested is triple damages in the United States. The case is being filed in Florida in federal court in Tampa, which is in the Middle District, because of the fact that, remember, all of the CBI policy systems in the East Caribbean all have one thing in common. They all accept the money in U.S. dollars, not the EC dollar. So therefore, all the money must pass through the New York Banking Center, which gives the United States jurisdiction both civilly and on a criminal side. So it's going to change the way people think about and use citizenship by investment passports.
I know it appears that some Chinese nationals may be involved. Should the Chinese government be concerned?
Well, I think it's worse than that. I think they're implicated because, according to my sources, that some of the executives in Caribbean Galaxy, who are, of course, all Chinese nationals, happen to be intelligence officers in the Chinese government. And you know that nothing of importance in China gets done without the cooperation and assistance of the government. So I can only theorize that this must be official government policy is to root these Caribbean states
Hmm.
of obscene amounts of money.
So, do you think the U.S. is have this whole situation under the microscope at this time?
As you know, Matt, that the U.S. is pretty much believed in a hands-off policy about East Caribbean CBI, but that is changing because not only did the plaintiffs file this civil suit, they took all of their evidence and they turned it over to the Department of Justice for an investigation. So I think you're going to see some criminal charges filed down the road. Could be several months or even more than that from now. But yes, I think the United States has woken up, and what's happened just in the last 3 months is that both in the United Kingdom and in the United States, there have been massive money laundering indictments, and the people involved are all Chinese nationals with CBI passports. I also want to remind you that the multi-billion-dollar Singapore money laundering case was the same thing. So the allegation is that the Chinese company allows applicants to use fake IDs to get their their St. Kitts and St. Lucia passports, meaning that the person whose name is on there, that's not the right the correct identity of the person who has the passport. And without the correct name, banks can no longer properly search the name to ensure that they're dealing with a low-risk person.
But I've
So we
heard,
have we're
yes.
talking about thousands of passports,
Mm-hmm. Well,
literally.
interestingly, I've heard the name Grenada. I've heard the name St. Kitts. I've heard the name St. Lucia in this recent scandal. But does that mean that Dominic is out of that loop?
Well, they're not involved with Caribbean Galaxy, to the best of my knowledge. However, most passport schemes are very opaque, and Dominica's is the same. They zealously guard the privacy of the passport holders, and it probably needs a lot of fresh air to determine if there is an inordinate amount of Chinese passport holders, Chinese nationals, purchasing Dominica passports, and as such, are they properly identified? So while they're not part of this case, the point is that there may be copycat lawsuits in the future against any of the other 3 remaining CBI states, which includes Dominica. So that's why we're all going to be looking very carefully to see if there are any other bad eggs in the mix.
So the story we have to watch very closely.
Yes, sir, that some public-spirited person in Dominica needs to gain access to the list of everybody who has ever obtained a passport through the CBI program in Dominica and ensure by checking those names to make sure that actually the correct names of those people is in the public records, so you don't have people with a bunch of aliases running around and then subsequently getting arrested in the United States and giving Dominica a bad name.
Well, I think we used to, but I think they have stopped issuing the names of those some of the nationals that receive our Dominican passports. They have.
Yes, well, let's just hope that that things are clean, and that there have been a number of individuals who bought CBI passports in Dominica and later got in legal trouble abroad. But the real question here is there any rampant corruption, and if so, should it be investigated and if necessary, cleaned up?
Kenneth Ridgok again, thank you very much always for updating us on the situation with the CBI. Thank you. Our story to watch. But it appears that it's a top secret as it relates to Dominica and a number of persons receiving our passports. Remember when the investigators were investigating? Our own government refused to give them information because for them it's just a top secret. St. Kitts, this government is digging and finding out what is wrong and what is going on. Somebody's now indicating they're catching, yes, I think reports indicating that they're catching Chinese in America with different CBI passports. All these leaders of the Caribbean should be jailed. And remember, we've always been researching and stating that we have some $6.5 billion out there. We need to find out more. Hello, talk to me on the telephone, yes.
Mr. Pelty, good afternoon, blessing.
Blessings to you, Mr. Blessings. How are you?
I give him thanks, sir. Sir, it's very interesting, Matt. Billions of dollars end up in a Chinese bank, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
The company name is Caribbean Galaxy, Matt.
Uh-huh.
Well, that is highway up in the stars, Matt. Maybe that's where our money lost, man, Matt. You don't think it's there our money lost, boy, in the galaxies? Matt, it's very interesting. Mr. Dwyer Stefan say these people are educated people and they could not understand that they were racing each other to the bottom, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody wants to make some money, so they compete in who can have the lowest price on their passport.
Yep.
Rather than sustaining it, they were just making as much as long as the door remained open, knowing that they're closing it. I am inserting that there, Matt.
Yes.
Knowing that the actions, not the amount of criminals that have been caught with our diplomatic passports, Matt. Matt, you played a song there a while ago while you get in the problem.
Mm-hmm.
But it's over now. Go on and take a bow.
Mm-hmm.
And you said it was quite a show. The thing was saying you were very entertaining. You played that song there a while ago, you know, Matt.
I remember
Matt,
that song.
When the day will come, that song will be played, Matt. Because some people think they're invincible, Matt. Nothing can happen to them. And you see right now, no mention of Dominica. Would you agree with me it falls in the same category, Matt?
I think it falls in the same category. That I will agree. Yeah, we are hiding a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we are hiding a lot of stuff because I showed what you just played there. Not a mention of it on Kyrie, on GIS, or on DBS. So it's very interesting, Matt. You said it, you know, we are hiding a lot of things. Dominicans are in the dark, and alternative news or fake news or conspiracy theory. I never agree with these two words being used in that way. But Matt, it is so sad to see the criminals that have been caught with our monies.
Well, as somebody's indicating, MMCE is like a galaxy in Galaxy Caribbean is in the St. Kitts, but we have the MMC, which is doing the very same thing.
The very same thing. When I listen to the reporter and then Mr. Astafan, I'm saying, no, listen to Mr. Ridgok. Dominica might not be mentioned, but there is a connection based on all the traits of what happened in St. Lucia with those politicians. And you remember, Do I have stuff and say all over, man? All of them,
Yep.
all of them with that passport sale. How much for our passport now? It was one something, Matt. Now it is 50,000, Matt.
I think for the family is about 50 grand. Yes.
About common, Matt. So you could see in closing, Matt, greed is deaf, dumb, and blind. One thing it is not a scruple. It is always miles ahead from caution, reasonability, moderation, and discretion. Matt, it is just a matter of time. Have a blessed day, sir.
Have a blessed day too. Yes, somebody's saying now MMCE equals Galaxy Caribbean in St. Kitts, St. Lucia scandal, selling mass amount of passports below the minimum price. Saying it is for the housing, international passport, etc. We in Dominica just not taking legal action against them fellas. We are lame in Dominica. We're not taking no action. Hello, talk to me. Yes,
Matt, can I pass my message, please?
do that quickly.
Matt, I'm calling on Dowasco, Mr. Dowasco in High Street, please. Since last night at 7 o'clock, we have a bus fight in the middle of the road, running water all around. People cannot pass. Dowasco, come and check your water, please, because you're charging me $16 more, so I cannot call office to go machine to machine. I'm sorry. Come and check my first, please, Dowasco.
All right, message pastor. Hello, Dowasco, check it out. Hi, yes.
Yes, my brother. Yes, my brother.
How you doing?
Hey, I just want to remind you that somebody was dissing Rejak not too long ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And here Mr. Rejak come again. You remember that, right? Because I listened good and I listened and I remember some
I
of the
remember
things,
that.
but
Yes,
I'm
I
not
remember
gonna-
that.
Yeah, I'm not going to stick on Mr. Rejak himself, but I'm sticking in what he has said in the past, all that I've read online myself, independently, and you asked a very good question. Is Dominica in the mix? Matt, take it from me. Dominica is in the mix. They're just not calling no name that they ain't dealing with yet. They're not going to put nobody on notice. Okay? You know that Singapore thing that you just talked about?
Mm-hmm.
This thing has been in the last few months where one of them Chinese over there got caught. Some one of them carrying Dominica passport. The name Dominica came up in there, okay? And I've always tell you, them Chinese don't go out around the world doing all that kukri and everything just because it's them. They always have the backing of their government. Everything a Chinese do outside of China is to benefit China. And I told you about the China United Front program and plan. That's how it's written. If you read it in depth, it's a very long article and a series of articles. Now, let's go to the times when, like Mr. Dice sing the song, DominicaTradehouse.com, that he's singing about TradeHouse.com, Dominica Tradehouse in Malaysia. Now that is in that part of the world. A lot of them Chinese throughout Singapore, Malaysia, and all them places, there are a lot of them are there and they're controlling the economy in many different ways. And all that is tied up in that. Matt, one more thing. Night before last, what they call the lady in France who just went? Marine Le Pen, something like that.
Uh-huh.
There's a wave of right-wing parties in Europe sweeping in political season in Europe, and a lot of the right-wing parties are winning elections. I just sent you a post a while ago. That is going to be another blow to CBI program because the right-wing parties over there in Europe, they throughout Germany, France, other parts of some other countries, Eastern Europe, Hungary, and them places, they anti-immigrant. And they're trying to get rid of them kind of, people running from across the border in Mexico and running across the border down there in Europe. When people come from North Africa and them places, they want to lock up the global south. So, Matt, in this conversation that you have in there is a whole lot to unpack, a whole lot of information that's out there on this thing. And don't forget Mr. Justin Sun, okay, the crypto man, the Chinese one,
Mm-hmm.
and your prime minister, or they're posing with him and everything, they all have tied up together. Dominica money tied up in that cryptocurrency somewhere around in that thing, or like 8 million or more. We don't know because nobody tell us nothing. Dominica's money is tied up all over the place. So Dominica is in there. But, the dominoes fall one at a time. And how America deal, You see how they got Foy over there in Totola, right?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't just come and catch him because of the first time. They wait, and they coop up on him, and they got a case that they know is sealed, and he can't get away. Ain't no getting away from that one. Now he just been convicted, and he's just waiting to see where he gonna go. I think they gave him some time. How much time he gonna get? Man, I'm listening. There's more to come, and I tell you what, the people in the Caribbean don't want to take heed. But the people are going to suffer because all this funds that has been stolen from the people in the Caribbean. Did you hear Mr. Rijak tell you the money is done in US dollars?
Mm-hmm.
So that give America the RICO Act. Is a RICO Act that like they put in place. You know who set up the RICO Act?
Mm-hmm.
The one Giuliani, when he was Attorney General and mayor for New York. And he put that in place to go after the mob and people like that for criminal crime syndicate. And now that all these things coming back, man. When this thing is over with, we're in trouble in the region, my brother, because all that money that's been stolen did not benefit the countries that it should have. It goes into China, it goes into everywhere except the Caribbean people's pocket, while you got some fools trying to protect and attack people who call out this wickedness that's taking place. And then we all suffer. It's not only one person, it's everybody. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you. Somebody's indicating there, man. That's why we need a new government. That's the only way to get the investigation started. Galaxy to St. Kitts is like MMC to Dominica. We need to investigate it. Somebody's stealing the people's money. A lawyer is now indicating to me that the CBA program is a looming economic disaster. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Yes, good afternoon to you. Yes.
Matt, I remember many years ago, you and Kenneth Rijak. Matt, I used to listen to Kyrie then, but now to me, Kyrie make no sense. There is no logic in the madness, and
Okay.
it's mass madness. It was Matt, you know how much you tried to destroy Dominica, you and Kenneth Rijak?
I remember that.
You used to call Kenneth Rijak more often, and all you were trying to do is to destroy Dominica. Name Dr. Thompson Fontaine, Lennox Linton, Matt Pelte, what is his name? Angelo Arlin, Loftus Durant, Alfie Martin. Who haven't warned us about that CBI program, Matt? Who? Even me, in my limitations, I used to say, why not invest all that money into industries? So the day it collapsed, as educated people were anticipating and warning and foretelling. But no, we're busy because the money is not going into the hands of the people. It is going into the coffers of the criminals that govern this country. So now, push come to shove, and a lot of them will get trampled, Matt, under the feet of the world police, Matt. It is just a matter of time. Matt, what goes around comes right back around. Karma. Have a blessed day, sir.
All right, have a blessed day too. Is 2:09 in the afternoon. Let's take another phone call. Yes, good afternoon. Yes,
good afternoon, Matt. How you doing, Matt?
I'm trying my best.
Matt, didn't the it wasn't the World Bank, some other organization or institution said that all our passport money was supposed to be coming into Dominica.
Yes.
Is that happening, Matt?
No, not from what I know.
So all our passport money just outside there. Nobody doesn't know how many passports Anthony Hayden have to sell. Where the passport Anthony Hayden have to sell there? Matt, where this passport been printed? Do you know you're a journalist? Can you give me a hint or clue?
Well, it has to be printed in Dominica from what I know.
So they're just printing passports here and they're sending them for Anthony Hayden by cartoon to sell?
It seems like that.
Matt, in serious problem in that country. Eh? Matt, it's not lawyers we have here not taking up their responsibilities as lawyers for a country they belong to, Matt. The same way Mr. Stefan is a lawyer in St. Kitts and he can do that. What happened to our lawyers here? Why they cannot do that same thing? Everybody looking to see what they're going to get from Starboy's stupidity, hoping he will pull a string for them and over there and pull a string for them down there. Or when they call to the, like what they did to Mr. Allen the time there, they're afraid that happened to them. Nobody not really watching their country going down into hell in a handbasket, and them men that's accumulating wealth in that country. The people are selling the passports, that's buying property all around the place. Who buy that there? When you pass by Burton, who buy Burton House? You hear so and so that by Mr. Burton House, right about the house of that secret. You know which house I'm talking about in Cork Street now?
I know that house there.
That house in the end there, they're telling me who that buy that house. That's a down on Cork Street against Signoret House. Who buy that house? Where that person get that money to buy that house now? That is all we hear in the people accumulating is wealth on the backs of poor people in that country, man. During 2019 election, you have Melissa going all around Roseau with a man putting ointment on olive oil on young boys' head in Roseau to fool them. We're calling on them young people to stay in Roseau and environment. Do not let those things happen to all you again. The people are buying up wealth with our passport money when all you and all your mother and all your grandmother should be better off in that country. St. Kitts doing good in their money because of their present government, not the government of Denzel Douglas. The present government making the people and the country thrive, and the people are excelling. Look, we're watching the man in St. Vincent, he's not selling no passport. Look at his stadium. Matty, I will see that now.
I saw pictures of him entering the stadium there, yes.
Matty said, the layout there so beautiful, man. Matty, was swimming pools around the stadium, man. We're going to sit down in that stadium that we no one kaka pigeon and kaka pool. Matter, my blessed day, Papa.
Have a blessed day. Now, Matt, one passport seller, somebody's indicating to me from the north, lamented that she was getting out of the CBI because a lot of undercutting was going on. Government has no way of knowing the real revenue generated since the ones required fees are paid do not care. Our government has no instruments in placing for oversight, especially when people in the belly of the administration are the ones benefiting from the scheme. Who is guarding the guards? There is a global citizenship cartel, and we already lost the value of our passports. Agreed? That is why there is not going to be an electoral reform. If Skerrit goes out of government, a lot of people will be in jail. Oh boy, doom of them have already started living. A lot of them has already started leaving the country in droves. So Dominica, take notes. On the telephone, yes. Good afternoon to you. Yes.
Good afternoon, Matt. Matt, we are in big trouble in Dominica. Dominicans don't know what trouble they're in there, you know. Now, Matt, when they ask, remember that lady in the Minister of Foreign Affairs, they ask her, can you tell us our ambassadors overseas who have Dominican diplomatic pass? She said, no, I cannot disclose that.
In all our business.
Security reasons. What's that?
In other words, in none of our business.
Right. It's none of your damn business. Right. No. Matt, remember when you had Sam Raphael, I still on Sam Raphael case. I've been on his case for about 10 years. When you asked him, and you said, telling people he's the owner of Jungle Bay. You know what Sam Raphael came back and said? He's the director. Some do not like you to say he's the owner. And another thing, a couple months ago when he was on the program again, they said he's a passport seller. Some come back and say, no, don't call me passport seller. I'm an investor. I'm a developer. You see, all these guys think that they are 100 times smarter than us. No, Matt, I disagree with the opposition when they say that we have $6.4 billion outside. I disagree with them, Matt. In my opinion, Matt, we have about twice that amount outside. We don't know how much money is outside there, Matt. Take it easy.
All right, thank you too. It's 2:15. 2:15 is the afternoon time as we continue. Hello, talk to me. Yeah?
Yeah, Matt, finally and quickly. Matt, let me give thanks to Rossi, the brethren that engaged you on the foreign line a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Let me give thanks to Rossi, the breakdown and all the information. Matt, you notice Dwyer saying all the players were Chinese, Matt?
Uh-huh.
I mean, having to do with due diligence and everything were Chinese. So these Caribbean leaders with all the education, doctor this, doctor that, they're very stupid, Matt. I cannot understand all the players. So, Matt, I am going to commit a crime, investigate myself. I am the judge, jury, and executioner, Matt. So you see why I'm telling you, our beloved brother, Matt, it's not nothing personal. Through the years, you've been telling me what people saying. I just hate incompetence. I hate insincerity. I hate liars and thieves. How can you go on the world stage, Matt, when you have a sophisticated people as the Chinese? And I agree. Everything that is being done, major crimes in the world, is being endorsed by the Chinese government. And I'm not putting down the Chinese and lift up America, put up America and lift up the Chinese. We do not understand. We make the same mistake over and over and over. So, Matt, I pray in that there is not a bloodbath in Dominica, some kind of radical, drastic kind of movement in Dominica. But, Matt, how long? Matt, you put on quite a show. That is the song that catch me this afternoon.
All right, blessings. Thank you very much. 2:17 is the afternoon time. So somebody else is asking. So Matt, the CBI agents here in Dominica don't do or contribute to community projects. One man alone getting $6 million as a commission, and I cannot even sponsor a community project. That's what somebody's asking. 449-3095. Back to the telephone. Yes? Uh-huh.
Matt, good afternoon again.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Matt,
Yes.
it's rather interesting. The people of Dominica, I hope they're observing, Matt. Matt, we have seen, like we know a lawyer like Cara Shillingford, she have win so much big cases, and I mean, if she have property or wealth somewhere, we can know. Property in Roseville. But I want to leave a message with them. All the wealth for the accomplishing right now, all the care go with them. Take care, Matt. Bye-bye.
All right. Somebody else is indicating, and I've been trying to suggest that a little while. I'm almost certain that the snap election is going to be called. Too many pies in the sky projects coming out of nowhere. When Skerritt purchased the Dominica Club property, he said it was going to be the cuthouse. Did Trevor Burton et al. All over settle the proceeds? Yes, Mr. Skerritt. No, I won't read that one. 449-3095. We'll come back to the telephone. Hello, talk to me. Yes? Are you there? Yes?
Yeah, good afternoon to you. How are you, man?
How are you?
It's not easy, but I'm trying. And I hope that your parents are okay. Let me say good afternoon to them. Let me ask a question to you one more time that I asked you not too long ago. The question I asked you, or I put to you the last time, why is it that Caribbean leaders are not saying anything wrong? Everybody now simple English term. They are not saying or condemning anything wrong that other Caribbean leaders are doing. Why are they not doing that? Your answer was what? It's a boys' club. Is it not to be? Why are they doing that? When a Caribbean nation, a leader of a Caribbean nation does something wrong, and they know for a fact.
Have you? Let me put it to you another way. Have you ever in Dominica? I mean, it has happened maybe once or twice. Have you seen ever that a lawyer takes on another lawyer in terms of the court taking him to court?
But my brother, that's wrong.
Yes.
That is wrong, bro. that these things are wrong. When a leader does wrong, you say, hey, the leader of Antigua, Gaston Bong, does wrong. If what's his name? Ralph Gonzalez of Cleveland, say it wrong. Why everybody, all the Caribbean leaders, all the Caribbean nations, are in the same nonsense mode? Why? God bless you all. Good afternoon.
God bless you. Next time we have a CARICOM meeting, I'm going to allow you to ask that question. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Yes? Uh-huh.
Good afternoon, Matthias. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Matt, I'm listening to this issue there with the passports.
Yeah.
And Matt, I have a different angle. My angle is on a different degree than generally some people see it. Now, some people just see that passport thing as a problem. During the course of time, it will show its true face when that whole passport scheme falls apart. But Matt, I'm based on that scenario that is going on there, this lawsuit, St. Kitts and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, there's something a little deeper and more critical that is going to affect the entire region. Now, the issue is not just, listen to me carefully, the issue is not just with these countries are at risk of losing a significant point of obtaining revenue for a CBI, a Citizen by Investment Program. That is one consequence, Matt. But Matt, what is really happening there? You have Chinese running the corruption. Now, Matt, if the U.S. shut down the financial doors, especially through the intermediary banks and the banking system that help support the movement of those monies to the OECS countries who partake in that CBI program, Matt. Remember, the investors come in and take an advantage spot in the Caribbean. Now, when your independence, your financial independence falls apart because of the reckless actions of the players, now you have to resort to a support system that is at play in your economy by the same players because you're not bringing in the revenue from passports anymore, Matt. You listening to me, Matt?
I'm listening.
So what you find going to happen is that these countries are further going to become more reliant on allies with China and China investors / linked to the government. Now, Matt, what that is going to do, while we in Dominica, allegations and people's suggestions, they figure that the characteristics of the government here is leading towards dictatorship. Mr. Skerritt is in a position where he doesn't even have to make a bold move isolatedly to dictatorship. Dictatorship is going to resonate for the entire OECS countries who were partaking in these schemes, depending on that revenue. When that revenue falls, they have to fall back to the same people who invested in the country, aligned with China, and subject themselves to the one China policy in order to sustain their economies. You get me, Matt?
Mm-hmm.
So, Matt, the threat of communism is not isolated. It is a systematic regional approach. So they come in, they position themselves in the game for the better advantage, but they also induce the eradication of your independence technically and strategically, economically. You get my point, Matt?
I understand you.
So the consequences that tell you there's one thing. We have to look at the repercussions and the readjustments to all the island's economy. When that falls, what is the other option out? Because at the end of the day, Matt, when Skerritt make a move like that, it's going to be a consolidated effort. Because every island that running that program, that depending on that program, that get that blow and not getting the returns anymore, they're going to solidify and they're going to have a high level of camaraderie to promote the reasons why they should chart a different course moving forward in the future, man. So why are we paying attention and figure that has nothing to do with Dominica? Mr. Skerritt can just lean back, make those players that actually face the bigger brunt of the CDI program fall, make them align themselves, which gives them justification to to be further affiliated diplomatically, economically, and everything, put Dominica in that same spot and align themselves for the better advantage that China will always just open their arms and say, don't worry, we got you guys. But you have to run the one China policy heavy. So you find that democratic system of election change, executive president, that kind of thing comes in. China don't want to invest where there's a risk match. You understand? So one of the priorities of longevity in investment and your agenda is to protect the course forward. You have to eradicate systems that can compromise your projection. Democracy compromises the projection and the ethics of one party state, China. You understand me, man?
I understand you, and now we have to get somebody else on the line. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, Chad. Gonna come back.
We are in the hurricane season. Stay informed by tuning in to Q95 FM radio for updates on the storm's path and any evacuation orders. Knowledge is power during a hurricane.
Bryce and Company Limited. We manufacture high-quality roofing sheets, 24 gauge in different colors, also to customer specifications. That's right, whatever length you want. Aluminum seamless guttering. We also sell BRC mesh, steel rods in all sizes, breach caps, fencing wire, and fencing poles. Free estimates for guttering, galvanized sheets, and fencing wire. Quality products at the lowest prices island-wide. Bryce and Company Limited, located at Caneville Industrial Site, Shed 1A, just before the Old Mill Cultural Center. Call us today at 617-2468 or 615-0178. Bryce and Company Limited. Built for living. Built for life.
Come celebrate Father's Day at ESA Trading Limited from today until 15th June 2024. Enjoy 15% discount on the following items: Troy polo shirts, screwdriver sets, spray car wax, wheel cleaner, tire shine, car shampoo, spray paint, XM ROMs 5-year, 10-year, and 15-year-old. Plus, check out our large range of products for the perfect gift for the perfect father in your life. Treat that special dad to a ready wrap gift or choose from a great selection of items at our supermarket or our appliance, furniture, and household department upstairs. And get a chance to take part in our Father's Day raffle to win one of the following. First prize, $300 voucher. Second prize, $200 voucher. Third, fourth, and fifth prizes, $100 voucher each. Simply spend $50 or more and write your father's name, address, and telephone number on your receipt and place it in the box provided for a chance to win. Visit ESA Trading Limited at the corner of Bayfront and Kennedy Avenue for all your Father's Day needs. We are making a difference for you. And the management and staff of ESA Trading Limited extends a happy advance Father's Day greetings to all fathers.
Personne pas arrivé pour dire nous. But if they could, they would say something like this. I like Linus Vepladu. My family brought me to Linus after I died. And the way Linus took care of my body with respect and dignity, Linus Funeral Home, 30 years of experience, professional, reliable and compassionate service. We've had 24-hour emergency service. So long, nous pas quitter rien bazou dire. Qui est 449-1800, 275-7564, 449-2100, or the emergency number 277-1800. If I keep it busy, Linus, that time is for you to breathe and grieve. Linus is not willing that any should die, but Zandra, you must go. So when you go with the best chaperone, Linus Funeral Home. Mama Tutu family, si c'est pas Linus, il va venir aller you.
Our numbers are 449-1800, 449-2100, 275-7564, and 276-0400. Call Lyndhurst Funeral Home today.
Bryce and Company Limited. We manufacture high-quality roofing sheets, 24 gauge in different colors, also to customer specifications. That's right, whatever length you want. Aluminum seamless guttering. We also sell BRC mesh, steel rods in all sizes, breach caps, fencing wire, and fencing poles. Free estimates for guttering, galvanized sheets, and fencing wire. Quality products at the lowest prices island-wide. Bryce and Company Limited, located at Caneville Industrial Site, Shed 1A, just before the Old Mill Cultural Center. Call us today at 617-2468 or 615-0178. Bryce and Company Limited. Built for living. Built for life.
In this hot summer, D&D Plumbing is doing it again. It's the Points and Deals Bonanza from June 10th to July 31st. The more you buy, the more points you get, the more discounts you receive. Get to 25 points and you get 10% discount. From 35 to 40 points, you receive 12.5% discount. And from 45 to 50 points, you get 15% discount. The more times you purchase, the more discounts you receive. Come to D&D today and purchase anything Sawai and get your card with 5 points already on it. And the more points you get, the more discounts you receive. And your bonus only for the month of June is the Drain Buster. Get your Drain Buster today and enjoy 10% discount. D&D Plumbing. Terms and conditions apply.
Friday, June 14th, the Creole Headman makes a date with the elderly on the big station Q95 FM from 11 a.m. Nigel Lawrence, President of the Dominica Council on Aging, and past President and Elderly Advocate, La Madame de la Chanson at Yazophilia, will address the importance, relevance, and concerns of senior citizens of our God-blessed nation. Hosted by Prince Wadix and sponsored by Digicel, and will be live on the Q95 FM Facebook page and YouTube channel. Growing old is inevitable, but growing up is optional. The older the fiddle, the sweeter the tune. The elderly are young people who have been alive for a long time. Once a man, then twice a child. And everything is for a while. Nigel Lawrence and Dominica's Lady of Song Ophelia will sing the sounds of the elderly on the big station Q95 FM. And this Friday, June 14th from 11 a.m. Creole Headbit, connecting Dominica to its history. Creole Headbit, a front row seat into the culture of Dominica.
Bring back the All right, Dominique, it's already 2:33 in the afternoon this day, June 11th, 2024. So I think Blue, you asked a question earlier as it relates to the printing of our passports. The printing of our passports is done in Canada. Canadian banknotes, but they're posted Dominica, and we give the passports from Dominica. If you understand it well. So they're printed in Canada, Canadian banknotes, CBI. Come to Dominica. Or they should come to Dominica and then sent out or given in Dominica, okay? On the telephone, 234, talk to me, yeah? Yes?
But Matt, is it still printed in Canada now? Because I understood they're all in Canada.
I think maybe they have settled something, but I think it's still being printed in Canada. Yes.
Oh, okay, because it's a government that in the whole world.
At some time, some minister said that they're holding the country hostage. But if you owing the people, pay the people. Hello, talk to me on the telephone, yes?
Hey, Matt, what's up?
How you doing, brother?
Boy, that discussion interested me because...
It is.
I have followed this thing. I've been following this thing for long because... You know, this thing started in St. Kitts and Nevis.
Of course.
St. Kitts and Nevis was the one who started this thing. Billy Herbert engineered that program. Now, what has happened over the years, Matt, is that subsequent leaders, even in St. Kitts and Nevis, are yet to give figures as to the number of passports that have been sold. They say, well, they're not selling passports. Citizenship granted. Myself working in media and saying to television for 20 years as a news editor.
Mm-hmm.
And my questions have been asked over and over. And they have never given an answer. St. Kitts run into problems with the same Douglas. There's this guy Mogadam who ended up in Canada. He was St. Kitts in his passport, he representing St. Kitts and Nevis.
Mm-hmm.
Big issues. Never been resolved. Right? Money passing. What has happened is St. Kitts re-engineered the program. Made a lot of money. You know, Timothy Harris came in, and they used a lot of the money, you know, the COVID and stuff, used a lot of their money to assist people. That was one of the good things. But the main fact is that they have never, none of the leaders, they have never, ever, as far as I know, because I tell you I worked 20 years in the media, have never given any answers as to how many passports, how many citizenships overseas, or passports sold. St. Kitts had electoral reform. What they did, they went for a confirmation process, reconfirmation, where people confirm the registration. The only issue they have is that the overseas nationals, they come down to vote in numbers, right? But the city has always been an elusive aspect. They have never, no administration. Well, from Kennedy Simmons to Douglas to Timothy Harris and now to Drew, they have yet to give.
So what are they hiding? What are they hiding? What is there to hide?
That is the problem. All of them come in, they make all kind of statements. In opposition, they say all kind of things about the program. When they come in, they realize the amount of money. And that's the issue. It's the amount of money that's involved. It's the amount of money. No.
But you would admit, though, I mean, that this administration of Mr. Drew is giving back to a lot of the money to his citizens. Would you agree?
Well, that's what I said from Timothy. Timothy started it. Timothy started it during the COVID years. They used a lot of the money. These people $1,000, and then they had, even right now they have this they're giving dividends. One is due this month in June, but based on the last IMF statement, Article 4, they're IMF asking to stop the program. It's just to be seen what happens. But they have always given people. I mean, Dominicans who came to St. Kitts and Nevis in the last year or two benefited. Once you're working, that's Social Security.
But Dominicans in Dominica are not benefiting. Huh? That's the difference here. Dominicans are not benefiting.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. No, Pepper made some Pepper contribution. And Mark, people cannot lose sight of the China issue. And that is China policy. China has a deliberate plan to do what they do. Right now, that's what the Chinese are buying up everything. The Chinese government fund them, they get loans at 0.02% and that kind of thing. You cannot compete with them. So they come down, they buy a lot of stuff, they get integrated in society. Now, the other thing, Matt, as I tell you, over the last 20-25 days, covering this thing, one of the issues I've always expressed it at some press conferences and others, what is corruption and who decides what corruption is? You see? Because the US have a program, Canada has a program, all the big countries have a program. They invited people from the rich people from all over to come and get citizenship, invest the money. They have that program running. The smaller islands now do it on another scale. But because, as I said, the big sick policy of those countries, they helped by as I said, they call it corruption of the leaders who are not forthright with the people. So right now we're going to pay the price, Matt, because that's what happened.
But would you agree to a certain extent? I said to a certain extent that the bigger countries in the world are a little more transparent with their people? Yeah?
Not very transparent. What transparency are you talking about? They're not transparent, Matt. It's the same thing happening, But the problem is the bigger countries still don't worry about that. Because when you go to certain places in London and certain places in the States, you have big chunks of the place who are taken up by those same foreigners, who come in a lot of money, They don't know how much money pass underneath. But they dictate what is corruption for us. Right? Look at they play blacklisting countries for all kind of things. Who decides what? If they decide. These things are decided on their terms. We have bananas. They mash up the banana and they say we're making too much money. They put in all kind of restrictions. Now the islands decide to go in, try to see their way to make money. They put a pressure on the goalposts keep shifting and they mustn't lose sight of that fact. Yes, and aided by those unscrupulous those leaders in the Caribbean who, as I said, for the last 20, 25 years, have never given any indication or even report as to how many passports have been sold. I mean, that's crazy.
But we as somebody agreed there. I mean, Galaxy to St. Kitts is a different name, but I think we have MMC in Dominica. The same trick is going on there.
Now,
Same
I
thing.
heard about this Galaxy thing, right? Them man work at the program with Douglas. Then with Douglas, this Chinese woman end up at the UN, St. Kitts Nevis delegation. And everybody was wondering, who is she? Douglas say he invited her. Them man set up this project, this jail project. The present government in right now, they kick heads of that against that during the campaign. Said all kind of things. And now they're going ahead with the project. They're going ahead with the project, you know? Now this NSR thing, this guy, and I mean, Matthew must go online and check the case that was filed. Take the case as well, and you get a better understanding. Because
No, but we played the case. We have been exploring the case from this afternoon. We have.
Yeah. You
yes.
come to a country. How do you decide? You get into the program because the man came to Nevis and to do films. They ended up in St. Kitts. They get a sweeter deal in St. Kitts. They go into St. Kitts. They did a couple of films on Nevis and then they went to St. Kitts. Now tell me, who are you to decide how much we should sell our passports for? That is the issue, Matt. The man checking while St. Kitts and Nevis selling the passport below. Who are you to decide that? It is left to see now that case and it mustn't get caught up in this thing and believe, well, because it's MSL file a lawsuit and blah, 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 about the program. Who are you to decide? I go in bananas and you tell me, okay, well, I must sell a bananas $10, and if I decide to bring on the price to 5, then you're saying that's corruption? You need to check out the case online and read it.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for your perspective there from Nevis. Thank you very much. Somebody's just informing that Biden's son was just charged and found guilty on all counts. What happened to our leader's child? Hello, talk to me. This is an interesting question. Leader's child over what? Hello, talk to me.
Matt, my apologies. Give me 1 minute.
I thought you said it was your last call. Well, go ahead.
Sorry. Matt,
go ahead.
Black Pepper. Matt, did you listen to Black Pepper, Matt?
Mm-hmm. I did.
Is it black or blue or red pepper? Which one matter? Maybe that anyone goes. But thank you, Black Pepper, for the nexus. And Matt, you cannot go among elephants and saying, oh, they can stampede and you want to stampede to as a mice, my brethren. So the argument of that brother, it is flawed. And Matt, the corruption on the international scene is at a greater scale. I can understand. But look at us. It's the same people we're going to help us when we broke. So when we're stealing from our own selves, Matt, and they come down on us, Matt, don't you think you have every right to do that, Matt? Thank you.
Good question. Hello, talk to me. 2:43 is the afternoon time. I'll just make a stop there with Jason there from La Plaine, who seems to have some issue with the disaster group in that constituency. Well, let's take a break, and then the break will come back, Dominica, right after this. Stick around.
Yes, some passages put in, but if they could, they would say something like this. I like Linus the plateau. I wanted to tell my family brought me to Linus after I die. And the way Linus took care of my body with respect and dignity, Linus Funeral Home, 30 years of experience, professional, reliable and compassionate service. We've had 24-hour emergency service. So long, Munumo, Pakite Anye Basudiwa, PA 449-1800, 275-7564, 449-2100, or the emergency number 277-1800. That time is for you to breathe and grieve. Linus is not willing that any should die, but Bobot, Zandra, you must go. So when you go the best chaperone. Linus Funeral Home. Mama Tutu family, si c'est pas Linus, il a venu aller you.
Our numbers are 449-1800, 449-2100, 275-7564, and 276-0400. Call Lyndhurst Funeral Home today.
We are in the hurricane season. Stay informed by tuning in to Q95 FM radio for updates on the storm's path and any evacuation orders. Knowledge is power during a hurricane.
Bryce and Company Limited. We manufacture high-quality roofing sheets, 24 gauge in different colors, also to customer specifications. That's right, whatever length you want. Aluminum seamless guttering. We also sell BRC mesh, steel rods in all sizes, breach caps, fencing wire, and fencing poles. Free estimates for guttering, galvanized sheets, and fencing wire. Quality products at the lowest prices island-wide. Bryce and Company Limited, located at Caneville Industrial Site, Shed 1A, just before the Old Mill Cultural Center. Call us today at 617-2468 or 615-0178. Bryce and Company Limited. Built for living. Built for life.
Sunrise, sunrise, sunrise. Exciting news from Sunrise Airways. Starting May 25th, we're expanding to the Eastern Caribbean with new service to St. Kitts, Antigua, Dominica, and St. Lucia. Enjoy round-trip fares starting as low as $199 US. Book now at sunriseairways.net or through your travel advisor. Experience the best in travel with Sunrise Airways. We fly to connect people. Book today.
Dominicans, are you ready? The third annual Dominican Diaspora Expose and Crafters in collaboration with 767 Creations ME present a cultural infusion of Dominican sound and food industry and a market day with a difference. Music by DJ Falcon and legendary Golden Drum Award winner, the one and only Levi Super L Low Black on the 8th of June 2024. Creole Breakfast.
I think that event just passed there. Sorry about that. We're going to come back, Dominic Garage, after this, yeah?
In this hot summer, D&D Plumbing is doing it again. It's the Points and Deals Bonanza from June 10th to July 31st. The more you buy, the more points you get, the more discounts you receive. Get to 25 points and you get 10% discount. From 35 to 40 points, you receive 12.5% discount. And from 45 to 50 points, you get 15% discount. The more times you purchase, the more discounts you receive. Come to D&D today and purchase anything store-wide and get your card with 5 points already on it. And the more points you get, the more discounts you receive. And your bonus only for the month of June is the Train Buster. Get your Train Buster today and enjoy 10% discount. D&D Plumbing. Terms and conditions apply.
Friday, June 14th, the Creole Headman makes a date with the elderly on the big station Q95 FM from 11 a.m. Nigel Lawrence, president of the Dominica Council on Aging, and past president and elderly advocate, La Guadam de la Chanson at Yazophilia, will address the importance, relevance, and concerns of senior citizens of our God-blessed nation. Hosted by Prince Wadix and sponsored by Digicel, and will be live on the Q95 FM Facebook page and YouTube channel. Growing old is inevitable, but growing up is optional. The older the fiddle, the sweeter the tune. The elderly are young people who have been alive for a long time. Once a man, then twice a child. And everything is for a while. Nigel Lawrence and Dominica's Lady of Song Ophelia will sing the sounds of the elderly on the big station Q95 FM at this Friday, June 14th from 11 a.m. Creole Headbit, connecting Dominica to its history. Creole Headbit, a front row seat into the culture of Dominica.
This is Esther Banton, your Tropical Water Ambassador, with your hurricane tip for today. Be prepared. Being prepared before a hurricane threatens makes you resilient to the hurricane impacts of wind and water. It will mean the difference between you being a hurricane victim or a hurricane survivor. Be prepared and remember to stock up on Tropical water.
Hello, hello, hello. Yes, good afternoon to you. 449-3095-96. Let's try this call from overseas. Hello, yes.
Good afternoon, Matt.
How are you, sir? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Matt, I've been listening attentively,
Yes.
and to me,
Uh-huh.
Matt, the problem is that our leaders, they are too greedy and too self-centered. They're lacking of vision, incompetent, lazy. Matt, when 2024, you cannot blame those colonial powers still. Yes, we know what we go through, slavery and colonialism and Jim Crow and all these things. Black people know what they go through. But our own people right now helping these people to keep us in slavery, and you come and tell me these people have to make decisions for us, man. We have to control our destiny. That's what Rastafari was about. That's what Black Power about. That's what liberation is about. That's what Rosie Douglas them fight. Mandela, that's what they fight. You understand? Our people, they are too self-centered and they are too greedy, man. The Chinese study the art of colonialism and they decide they're not going to do it through the bullet of a gun. They see our leaders don't care about their people. They don't give a rat hell about their own people. So what they're going to do, give you a mansion, butter your mouth, give you a nice car, send your children to China and study, and give you scholarship. And they're going to run the place and the rest of we have to suffer, man. You understand? So when you have our leaders and our people accepting lies, you have your leader you vote for to work for you, our servant, bribing you, lying to you, disrespecting you, and you are not holding them accountable for the action. It's like the mother leave that estate for them, man. We have to blame ourselves. I can't blame no white man no more in 2024 for what we go through, man. You understand? Black people go through enough and they're intelligent enough and they should have their own vision. Marcus Garvey, all the histories, like we ain't learning nothing, man. You understand? And the painful thing about it is that we had our own worst enemies, man. You give us too little galvanage. Well, once it do affecting me, I haven't got nothing to say. You give me a duty free, it do affecting me, I haven't got nothing. You victimizing Linton, you victimizing Thompson. You selecting your justice selectively, criminals going free, and you persecuting innocent. Man, it's not in Dominica alone, you know. That's what's happening. You understand? So when people supporting wrong, that's why I call one and tell you there's a shift going on, a political shift, and that is good against evil. Because those same people that used to object evil before, now they're saying it's good. The same people that they never like corruption, now they're saying corruption is nice and sweet and they like it so much. Not if it's bad, it's bad. If it was bad, then it's bad now until it's bad forever. No matter who does it, it's bad, it's bad. You understand? People, it's like when we like somebody, they can never do wrong. There's Jesus Christ. Everything they do, they're right. They're perfect. And when we don't like you, you cannot never do right. Everything you do is wrong, Matt. That is nonsense. But I listening, Matt. Enough said, according to Kalinago brother. Enough said.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. I think somebody was making a reference to the investment program as it relates to the U.S. And that somebody's basically saying that you can't get a U.S. passport without going to the U.S. embassy. They have economic citizenship, but not like what you're suggesting, caller? There are many requirements before this U.S. program is totally different from our program. Note that it says that investment is a risk investment. This means that even after you invest, you can run foul. you're not guaranteed to get citizenship or passport, right? Let me give you a background on what is needed for a U.S. passport. Following requirements: investment. The applicant must have a capital investment of at least 800,000 or $1,050,000 into a for-profit U.S. commercial enterprise. You need a business involvement, source of funds. You need to declare your source of funds. You need documentation. So that's a lot of requirements there, huh? On the telephone, yes.
Man,
Yes?
okay, because they came to this one, so I just tried it out. But let me see.
No, the same problem, nurse, same problem. So tell them check again. Same problem.
And you see,
Same problem, you see? Everybody's hearing you. Everybody's hearing me. Same problem, nurse. Same problem. Sorry about that. Hello, talk to me, 256, yes?
Mike,
Yes?
you let them believe the same thing. It's not true. Matt, let me tell you. You know we have the best passport in the Caribbean.
We have the best passport. Why you say that?
When that our passport came out, Matt, we had the best passport, Matt.
You mean the prettiest passport? I don't know if it's the best passport.
The what?
The prettiest passport.
Okay.
That's
Thanks
what
for
you
the
want to say.
correction.
Okay.
Freedom passport, Renty passport. When I reach Puerto Rico, those immigration officers is to
Wow.
watch the passport and say, Dominica. Yes. Now, they have to scrutinize you from your toes, head to your toe. Those wicked bitch.
Still, watch your language. Well, the present government has nothing on Grace's tongue from what I heard. Other countries have passport programs. But in Dominica, they're weaponizing it against the people and maintaining their nasty celebrity life, using the CBI passport to make communist social programs, keeping people stuck in a cycle of dependency and begging. Shut it down until a new reform and restriction is formed by a foreign body. Matt Monfared and his partner already exposed them hyenas, and you know. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. It's the talk on the block. Hello, yes.
Not in the countries of CBI. I think we're the country that not putting our money into proper uses, man. Other countries that have CBI, maybe they're going into their bubble, but they're flourishing, their people doing a lot better than us, man. In Dominica, it's only the people that selling the passports, some of the cronies of the government, including hierarchies in that government, that really benefiting, because when you hear in properties they buying, you have to wonder where these people getting that money to buy those properties. Where? All you have a job of maybe $7,000, $8,000, $10,000 and only buying multi-million-dollar property, especially in Roseau. Where are you getting that money? Why your people have to be scrunching in our country? A lot of our young people live in Dominica and going to St. Kitts. Haitians trying to make a living in Dominica. They have to leave Dominica and go to St. Kitts. Because St. Kittisians do a lot better than Dominicans. And we say we love our PM. Papa God. People of Dominica, I'm choking. Open all your eyes now, please. The man and his family that benefiting. Not all you. When you give all your mother apartment to live in, It's not that only give you put her there to live in. So not to cry for and say, if all you talk or your mother will put they can't put her out like that. No. Get up and stand up for your country. When the hotel that built at Raleigh Coco, how much passport that was given to that person to 700 passports?
How many passports? I don't know. I don't know how many passports were given to that.
A couple hundreds of passports was given to the man. Range 800 passports when the hotel in the north was built. Kenneth Seed Hotel, 800 passports before the hotel was finished. A light didn't come inside there yet. People that had nothing to do with that, fighting for their share. Our passport money, and with them sitting down there with them lawyers they have here. I don't know what kind of lawyers they have. Every day and them calling them to the bar. No, which bar is the rum bar. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We're going to end up with that calypso for today, okay? Tomorrow we'll continue. Tomorrow, God willing. Go and tell the truth, Bob. Go and tell the truth. 2018, he did this one. We'll be back. I think I told you earlier that the son of Biden, the U.S. president, was charged and found guilty in all counts. And somebody was asking the question, well, what happened to our leader's child? Remember that accident when he was flown out of Dominica? No investigation.
Country is in a crisis, and look at Calypsonians. All you like ostrich, all you head bury in the sand. Yet you want to be a Calypso king. With these passive topics and excuses, you just come and sing. Go and sing the truth, oh.
The truth.
Go and sing the truth. The judges and them, they don't like you, but the public will appreciate you. What do you have to lose? What you trying to prove? And when you sing what's true, they'll accuse you of carrying your country's dirty laundry. Don't worry, the truth will make you free.
That's it, huh? Don't forget to check the Global View on Q to continue to explore electoral reform. That's tonight. Right here on Q. Next, our friends from Flow. Jason, I tried reaching you there from La Plaine. The telephone seemed busy for a few hours there.
Back to the public like the public.
We'll try tomorrow, okay?
It's the big boys with the deep pockets getting complimentary tickets. All you big calypso in political color. Look it, don't even have a mask on this year. From a volume on the radio.
This with Flow and save 50% on your mobile bill. That's money in your pocket every month. Plus, now you get free YouTube and WhatsApp data. And you can share your plan with up to 3 other numbers. Upgrade now and get a free smartphone. Switch and keep your number. Learn more at discoverflow.co.
How we live? Hybrid life. Living a hybrid life. What you feeling? Hybrid life. Living a hybrid life.
It's about time we now watch phone bill. That's with the contract is a sure thing. How with the new floor plan name? If you don't know about it, then they better slide in. How we live?
Hybrid life. Living a hybrid life.
What you feeling?
Hybrid life. Living a hybrid life.
Jump in.
Hybrid life.
We know the hybrid life. What you feeling? Hybrid life. We know the hybrid life.
With Flo's new hybrid plan, postpaid and prepaid come together as one with no overages, no contract, no deposit, and no catch. Hybrid! Bundle up now and get 30 gigabytes of data and unlimited phone calls for only $55 per month, plus a discounted smartphone.
You see the new phone plan that Flo made? You could turn postpaid to prepaid.